Today I want to go over some auditioning best practices.
Every moment is a teachable moment.
So I get asked this quite a bit as a coach. What are some good auditioning tips? Now, for those of you that may not be aware, I have been running a fun little contest every month or every other month with Lollapitas through the VO Boss domain called the VO Boss Audition Demolition. And I highly recommend that you go and check out some of the past audition demolitions, which are on the YouTube channel, the VO Boss YouTube channel. Make sure that you subscribe and you'll be able to have access to those previous audition demolitions. And in those audition demolitions, we talk about some really great practices for when you're auditioning to keep in mind. You want to make sure that you read the script. Read the script carefully, research the script, and Google things if you don't know the brand, if you don't know the company name, or if you don't know the company name or the product, whatever you can research about that particular script, that product, that company, do so before you go in and record that audition. Then I want you to actually go ahead and read the specs. There are lots of different schools of thought on this. Do I read the specs? Do I follow the specs? I think that you need to have an understanding of the specs to begin with, to number one, find out if you meet the criteria. And if you are a fit for the specs, they'll also tell you what type of voice or what type of performance that they're looking for. Now, I always take this with a grain of salt because a lot of times they don't always know what they're looking for, but they have to write something down there. So what I would like to suggest is that after you read the script and you research the product and you research the company and you understand who their demographic is and who they're talking to in this particular script, come up with your version of the interpretation of that script, right? Who are you and who are you talking to? And make sure that you're talking to their demographic or who they're intending, obviously, that copy to be targeting. Because obviously they're going to look for a voice that might be similar to that demographic or a voice that would be a good representative to actually sell that product or service. Next, make sure that you follow the directions in regards to slating. If there are no directions to slate, I like to just slate quickly in the beginning or at the end, and not waste a lot of time with a lot of idle chatter about where I'm from and they should have a good day and that sort of thing, just my name. And also, if you're reading for a particular character, the name of the character you're reading for. If there are no characters, then just maybe your name. And then launch right into the read. So make sure you're not putting too much space after your slate. Launch into the read, and when you launch into that read, make sure that you have a particular scene in mind and you have a reason to say every one of those words that begin that script, because casting directors are typically very, very busy people, and they sometimes only listen to the first sentence, and they'll know whether or not you are a great voice actor, or if you fit the demographic, or if you fit the sound in their head that they're looking for. So make sure that in the very first words, and actually all of the words throughout the script, that you are engaged and that you are confident and you know what those words mean and you have a purpose to saying those words. If they ask you for just one take, only give them one take. If they tell you to name the file a particular way, very, very important. Please do that. I run into that a lot when I cast, as well as I have a lot of students, and I always request that they name files a particular way because I have a lot of files on my system. And so in order to not waste your time or my time, it's easy for me to go and select the file if it's named appropriately on my system, because it will remain in my folders in the proper format and I'll be able to just grab it quickly. Otherwise, sometimes I just have to go and, hunt it down and search for it, and that is taking away time from both me and you. So I think it's probably a little pet peeve of all casting directors out there and agents out there that you name your files correctly. Make sure that you have great sound coming from your studio. I think that one of the things these days, if we don't have great sound coming from our studio, there's really no reason why we shouldn't. There are a lot of wonderful audio engineers out there that can help you to get great sound. And I certainly don't want to hear the dog barking or a bunch of, echo or hissing in that audition if you can help it. Unless your performance is so stellar that I will be willing to buy you a studio so that you can then read for my company or read for the studio. So really make sure that your sound is pristine, and there's lots of places you can go to have people check that out. Finally, just be cordial, deliver that audition as quickly as you possibly can, and forget it. So audition it, submit it, and then forget it. And if you happen to get feedback and you happen to get called back, that's wonderful. Consider that a bonus. So guys, make sure to register for the next VO Boss Audition Demolition so you can get practical experience in auditioning and great tips. And also make sure to check out the previous audition demolitions that are on the YouTube channel, the VO Boss YouTube channel, for lots of tips and tricks on how to audition better. Okay guys, for more performance tips, make sure to check out my videos here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.